Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. In this stream I will be doing some group dungeons to see if the loot is still good or it's been nerfed way too much. Let me pull up chat. Okay, let's see how much loot we get. 8k. See, I told you 20k was in the lucky scenario. Okay, let's keep going. We are at 130k, which is not terrible considering we still have around 2 floors left to go. If it's a 4-floor dungeon. That's another really bad change. I don't get why they do that. So before the new layouts for the dungeons were launched, every dungeon was guaranteed to be at least 3 floors. Now it's reduced to 2 floors. There's a big chance that your dungeon might only be 2 floors. And now that's bad for several reasons. For one, you get a lot less fame because there's less monsters to kill. The 2 floors also implies that you get less amount of chests overall, like the chests you loot, the blue chests and all that. It just cuts into your profit a lot. And another thing they did for shadow nerfing the loot, that is, some purple chests now are turned into blue chests. So bosses which used to guard purple chests which are worth around 300 to 400,000 loot now guard blue chest which is worth around 60k loot. It's just a lot of indirect shadow nerfs, and I think the loot itself is also nerfed from the chest, because when I do get a purple chest the loot is around 200k now, which is pretty pathetic compared to the old dungeons. And when I say old, I don't even mean like an year ago. When I say old dungeons, I mean before the latest patch. It's really bad. They keep driving all the loot out of the game. I don't know where all this loot is going, because anything that's not directly taken from a player drops you really shitty loot. Even the guild content such as Avalonian Roads, they don't have really good loot now. So I don't know what they're doing with it, but the loot is just gone. It might be a glitch where black market is just deleting items. Okay, this is a big pull. Have to be careful here. The swordsmen do a lot of damage with their auto attacks. Okay, I should get them pretty low here. Yeah, they're fine. Now this is another example of the nerf, this exact layout. So previously in this layout, this used to be a green chest. Now this is a green tome chest, most likely. See, it's a tome chest. So this is bad. They're even targeting the green chests now. I don't know what to say anymore about this game. They keep nerfing everything. And what do they expect us to play for loot? Like full loot PvP? So if you lose like 3 sets in full loot PvP, where are you supposed to get silver for your sets in the first place? If PvE itself is hot garbage. Oh, this guy reset. Okay. Okay, let's just kill these two first. There are some occasionally good chests, but it feels more like a jackpot than what it should be, a consistent reward for the content. These guys are quite annoying. They do so much damage. You don't think they would do this much damage, but they melt you if you get careless. 3 mobs. Alright. We got a 4th floor. No, I thought this was a floor change. Apparently not. Another really trippy feature of the new layouts. Just a bad design overall. And it's not anything rare that people keep complaining about the game. But it's just the state of the game now. It's pretty bad. Right. Let's wait for our cooldowns and proceed to the next pull. Yeah, that should be good enough. Now this pull's a bit awkward because there's 2 mages. See, if you don't have good enough gear, this pull would have killed you properly. The amount of downtime between starting the pull and using your spells is really dangerous. You just have to tank attacks for like this first 3 or 4 seconds. You should have enough health and stats to do it. This pull again. Oh, this guy is quite strong. Right, luckily we got all the trash mobs first. Let's clear them up. Just have to chill for our cooldowns and get them. So this is a 3-floor dungeon without a single purple chest. We got 1 blue chest, 1 green tome chest, and the final chest is a blue one. So in total 2 blue chests and 1 green chest. And keep in mind, we already had like 16k before entering the dungeon from the open world chest. Let's see how much this guy gives. This boss is quite tricky. You have to be constantly on the move or he will use the sword arc attack. Yeah, this one. It does so much damage and it comes out instantly. You can't even dodge that. You have to circle him constantly. So when he misses his sword attack, yeah, that one, I'll use the beam. Cancel the beam for avoiding the stun always. You have to prioritize dodging over getting your DPS in. Unless you are, playing with a healer and taking a few hits does not affect you as much. See, just walk around him until he uses the slash and use the beam. It's pretty easy. Does not even do auto attacks all that much. Yeah, he's dead. So if you don't know the trick to kill this boss, it's actually really hard. People just eat those sword slashes and they do a bunch of damage. 76k again. Pretty nice. 241,000. Again, not completely terrible, but still, I'd like to see some more loot in here. Right, let's do another dungeon. The silver pickups are decent, at least. This is 500,000 silver from doing how many? I think 9 dungeons. So if you do like 20 dungeons like I'm doing in the test, you would end up roughly with 1 million silver in silver pickups. And that will pay for the maps. So that's pretty good. Each dungeon will give you 50,000 in silver pickups if you have premium, of course. And if it's a really long dungeon, like 4 floors, you might get even more. So that will cover for the cost of the dungeon map, basically. Oh, matching horse. These horses are really rare. I don't know why more people don't use them. They look pretty cool and they're relatively cheap. It's like 5 million. When I bought it, it was 8 billion. So it got cheaper now. I've seen some more people using it, but I don't know, man. Instead of buying a horse skin, you might as well buy a really cool horse, right? At least when you're, doing yellow zone content. Right, let's get the map. So this will be our 10th dungeon in the test. I have not streamed the other 8 dungeons that I did, but I have recorded them. I have videos of the chest loot. I will show that to you guys in a future video. I think I'll upload it tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And the chat's been really quiet today for some reason. Usually there's some people chatting. Right. I think it's better if I take this route. Yeah, instead of going in the circle over there. Let's just auto run to the dungeon. Also, I've been doing some food crafting lately. I have my food crafting leveled up by a lot. I'll try to make a video on that too. Other cankers? Oh, there's cankers here. Damn, people still do this. I thought no one did that anymore. Okay. So this is our 8th dungeon. The Morgana dungeon. Okay. Morgana dungeons are pretty bad now because the last 2 purple bosses, which is the Morgana Raven and Morgana Fang, they have a big chance to be a blue chest now. So the loot in these dungeons got gutted. Right. I also really hate these witches. They have so much range. And the damage too is insane. They even put debuffs on you when you are on a party. And these dungeons have a lot of annoying mobs now that I think about it. The only thing worse than this is the Keeper dungeons. Not the Keeper, the Heretic ones. With all the stun mobs. These guys just have a lot of range. And the books, of course. One of the worst mobs in the game. See? Hit one of them and the whole pack shows up. Might have to reset here. I'm probably fine. The book does so much damage. Oh, I forgot to track the faction points. I think I was around 100k, so we got 12k so far. I don't remember though. So I'm pretty sure I opened it up before starting the first dungeon. If you guys are, interested in how many points I got, you can rewind the stream later and check that out. 530,000. Yeah, it's not bad. I really like the bonus silver. I mean, the auto pickup mechanism. It used to be that you have to manually collect your silver, like by clicking on it every single time. People just left their silver on the ground at that time, so having auto pickup is pretty nice. Which also means there's a lot of silver in circulation now because of the auto pickup, which is driving up the prices. So in the end, it did not make much of a difference. That should be good now. Look at that thing. It just auto aggroed to me as soon as I left Invis. That's really weird. This is its aggro range, like that far? Really? Hello. And this one does some decent damage for a green chest boss. Okay, let's see. 10k at least. Oh, 97. From this? Oh, it's pretty good. First time. Green chest surprising me. Why use Stalker Jacket and not Hellion Jacket? Well, Stalker Jacket's a lot faster and I don't need the Hellion Jacket for healing, so I really don't have any reason to use it. Okay, let's wait for... I don't need to wait for cooldowns actually because the E spells up and that's the only important one. Let's just clump them together. It should be good, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. See? Why would you need Hellion if you're playing Shadow Caller? It's basically a better Hellion Jacket. You play on West or East? I play on both servers. Mainly West, because when I started playing the game, the East server was not a thing for about 2 years. So everything I own is on the West server. Let's pull these guys together. Yeah. Alien can't do that shit. Like healing you that fast. And the food buff is from the previous dungeon. We already did one dungeon and the food was still active halfway through the first floor of the next dungeon. We also went back to deposit our loot, so we have to take that time into consideration too. It's pretty fast. I can clear a dungeon in around 15 minutes to 20 minutes using this set. Alien Jacket will take around 5 minutes more. That's a boss. Right, let's kill these 3 first. It's a pretty annoying pull if you get too many mobs. They're all ranged mobs and they like to jump around, which is not a good thing for our build. If you walk up to this guy, he'll just jump back, but if you're attacking from here, he'll jump onto you, so you can use that to your advantage. Like if I just walk up to him like this, he'll walk back into the other mobs, allowing me to do a bigger pull. I should not have taken that attack. See? You have to wait for the stun spells to run out before you cast your beam, or you'll just get interrupted. You money making in group dungeons? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The silver's pretty good actually now because we just got 100k from the green chest. we made 240k from the last dungeon, which is also not bad. It should be better, but can't complain. Why did they put a boss here without giving it a chest? Just have to fight a boss for nothing. Well, we are at half health and we are doing this pull. I think it will be fine. The shadow collar. Yeah, it's fine. Solo dungeons at Black Zone worth it? Honestly, I have no idea now because when I did them, they were really bad. Every single time I do the test to see how much loot I get from these dungeons, it's really bad. I think that is my last video actually. If you go to my channel and check my videos, I have done a video on tier 8 solo dungeons. You'll see how much loot I got from them. If you want to know the statistics, go to that video. As bad as the dungeons are, the dungeons are the best option to make silver right now because there's just nothing better to do. Every other option's even worse. 59k, okay. See? Not even 60k from the blue chest. We have the same problem. Yeah, I mean everyone's going through that now because they removed loot from dungeons completely. Like when I first started soloing group dungeons, I used to get around 500 to 600,000 from every dungeon on a minimum. But right now, it'd be a good dungeon if I got 350k. That is a very good dungeon in today's standard. The average is around 200k now from 500k, so it's bad. They have nerfed it a lot more than 50%. Okay, if it's a transition to the next floor, I can skip these guys, right? Probably not, so let's start placing puddles. See, I put the puddle there because I know they will walk up to that from the back. Right. I just have to worry about the crossbow auto attacking me. I might actually use a potion here after killing this guy. Do I need to use a potion? I think I'll be fine. I'm being a little greedy here. Yeah, this guy is fine. Just don't have to walk into the lava. And he basically has 0 damage. You're a newbie, and which build do I advise you for PvE? So it depends on what type of PvE you want to do. If you have no spec in anything whatsoever, I think Nature Staff is the best option right now. Go buy a Nature Staff and Stalker Jacket. Just copy this exact build but with Nature Staff and do, solo dungeons. See how that works for you. You might want to replace the Crypt Candle and Cultist Sandals because they're quite expensive. You can replace them with any blade boots on the sandals and torch for the Crypt Candle. So this build might be pretty good with the Nature Staff. I don't recommend doing anything less than a tier 8 solo dungeon because everything else does not have any loot and it will not be worth your time basically. You're welcome. Eventually you do want to get a build like this, the one I'm using, for soloing group content. If they eventually decide to buff the loot, you'll be set for that. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Okay, so this is a pretty bad room. There's a green chest there, and it's the crossbow guy. Oh, you have curse staff at level 50. So just stick with the curse staff then. You don't need to play anything else. Use a cheap curse staff, like the great curse, or even a shadow collar. If you have spec, you can get away with using a tier 4 shadow collar, which is pretty cheap. Yeah, if you have good spec on curse staffs are the best tree right now for literally anything. If you want to do PvP, curse is one of the best weapons out there. This is totally my mistake here. What's this? They should give names to these abilities instead of just saying that creature abilities. Conjurer, 630 damage. This one? You like fire staff for PvE? Yeah, it's pretty good. Fire staff's really good for PvE. It's better for solo content like solo dungeons. Fire staff is better than curse staff for PvE. But if you want to solo group content, then fire staff is not usable for this content. What the hell? Why am I taking so much damage? Oh, the roast pork ran out. Okay, that's why I got downed. I was thinking why I got downed there. Food buff ran out. Damn. I have to pay more attention. Getting sloppy. This boss is pretty easy. If you just run up to him and corner him on the wall, he'll just jump back into the wall without dodging anything. Right. I might do one more dungeon after this. We'll see. Okay. 16k again. Standard green chest loot. Pretty bad. I really don't like the notifications. Why do they have to give me a notification every time they upload a shitty skin? Okay, let's walk into this corner here. And this corner next. And yeah, that should be good. Yeah, that's a big one. One guy survived. See, this is the best part about this build. I just did that massive pull and my spells are all almost back. If you use the Hellion Jacket, you'll have much longer cooldowns. And another nice thing is that all of these spells have the exact same cooldown of 30 seconds, I think. Yeah. So you can just use them all at once and they will all be back at once. So it becomes a combo. Lifesteal is awesome. You'll try the build. Yeah, try it. It's not that expensive on low tiers, but you'll not notice the lifesteal if you're using a really low IP staff, because lifesteal comes directly from the amount of damage you do. So if you don't do a lot of damage, you don't get a lot of lifesteal. So this build might be pretty bad when you are going with a budget. This is a full-on Gucci set. If you want a budget version of anything, for sustain, I think Nature Staff or Battle Axe are pretty good. I have made build guides on both of them, so check them out if you want to. Or if you like to play the new Werewolf Staff, it's also really decent for clearing group dungeons, but that's a expensive option. Used Staff 5.3. Okay, so that will be good for solo dungeons, but if you go into a group dungeon with that, you'll get downed even with maximum specs. 5.3 is not good for group dungeons. Switch to Nature Staff, but I started with Great Nature and maybe 2 days required. No spec though. Which staff is best and why? What you're asking between Great Nature and Druid? If it's between those two, Druid is definitely better for group dungeons. Mainly because, the Druid staff is one-handed, which means you can use a Muisak or anything else you want, like a Mistcaller, Muisak. Offhands are really, really great in the game. So, for example, look at my offhand. It gives me 54% damage boost. That's insane. So yeah, anything one-handed will be better than a slightly more expensive 200 weapon. Great Nature might be good for certain bosses like the Earth Daughter. I have seen some people say that they can solo Earth Daughter with the Great Nature Staff. But, buying a 8.4 or 8.3 weapon just to kill that one specific boss, when the loot itself is quite bad, is not a good idea, at least for me. So I think this is the end of the dungeon now. It should be a blue chest at the end, if I remember the new layout correctly. Another 2-floor dungeon, like I told you guys before. Oh. Fighting single mobs with this build feels really slow for some reason. When you're fighting a group, they just melt in seconds, but a single mob takes some time. Okay, so this is the end of the dungeon. Which boss is it? The Morgana Fang. See, this is a purple chest. I can't tell clearly if it's a purple or blue, but hopefully it's a purple. But there's a big chance it could be a blue chest. Okay, just have to wait for cooldowns and we'll get the boss. This boss is pretty easy actually. The Morgana Fang. Now the Morgana Raven, that one's tough. It will just keep spamming auto attacks all day and they hit like a truck. Okay. Oh, there's one more. I did not see that one. It really does not matter. Just have to watch out for the cultist sandal spell that she uses. Yeah, this one. Our cultist sandals just debuff, but She just shreds people with it. Yeah. Now we have our full combo. Let's just use everything. That does so much damage. It's like 10,000 to 12,000 damage. And that's AoE damage, so you can do the damage to any number of mobs that are in the circle. It's not a single target damage. 10,000 AoE damage is nuts. And you get 10% lifesteal from it too. So that's 1,000 health from just using the damage spells. Okay, it's a purple. Let's see. $238. Not great for purple chest, but still okay. Oh, the space. Right. So we have 485k. Pretty good loot. Granted, because I ran out of food buff and I did not notice that. I took a repair bill, but should be fine. I still come out with a profit. Oh, chest. Okay, let's go and see what's going on there. I don't have any slots though. I have to free up some space before I go there. Let's trash the low worth items, flat floors. Yeah, this is 300 silver. Absolutely worthless. Okay, this should be enough. I'll just grab the items which have some value. Where can you farm fame till you can get tier 8? So that's a pretty good question, especially in this state of game, because you have some options available to you. But if you want to completely forgo like silver and only want fame, you can go to static dungeons. But if you still want some silver, go and kill open world mobs in tier 7 zones. In the red zone, they give you a lot of fame, and the silver drops are really high too. You get like 500k per hour, which sounds like it's bad, but considering all of that is just from silver pickups, it's pretty good. Oh, these guys can actually fight us now. I did not think that was the case. I thought you can't fight if you are faction flagged. Oh, the gloves, so annoying. Yep, AoE farm these guys. Hit him. Oh, this guy's faction flag too. I can't hit him. Oh, it's empty. Who looted it? What? Okay, that's really weird. Nice. Well, we did not get any loot, but that was still fun. So let's just head back. I'm pretty sure we prevented anyone from looting it, so I don't know who got the loot still. These guys are dueling here. This looks like a bot. What's this weird build? I really like the spell on the horse. The invis. Quite fun to use. Oh, Fisherman and the light collar. This thing got nerfed to the ground in the last patch. Oh, this guy's still here. The bear. I think this is the single strongest staff now in the shapeshifter tree. It's so bad. It has so much mobility. It has CC. It has damage. It has everything that you want in a ideal weapon, except for the lifesteal. But adding that too will be ridiculous to a weapon. I have a Blood Moon staff, but I don't use it much. Let's try using the Blood Moon staff for one dungeon. It's quite fun to use. So we need the Hellion jacket for it, unfortunately, because Shadow Collar is the only weapon that can get away without using the Hellion. Okay. I don't know if it's the correct cape for the build, but we'll see. Let's go. Blood Moon staff. I remember them nerfing the damage output on the W spell. Wonder if it's still good. So every time they nerf something, they give you the reason of, we don't want the weapon to be played like this. They just give you their preference. It's not that it's imbalanced. It's just that they don't want the weapon to play it like this. That's really weird from a game development perspective. You should not consider how you want to play it. You should consider how your customers who pay for the game play it, right? These guys are just weird. The development team. And the balancing team too is atrocious for SPI. They just nerf everything to the ground, which has slight power. Okay, let's go. I should remember that I'm not playing on the Shadow Collar. Should be a little bit more careful with the pulls. These weapons are still pretty fun to use though. Just because you have no downtime whatsoever between your attacks. You can keep hitting your attacks as long as your energy lasts. No cooldowns. Just spam. Even while spamming your abilities as much as you can with practically zero cooldowns, Shadow Collar still out DPSs this staff by a lot, and it's not even close. Not using my armor spells here because I really don't need them. Guess I could use the boots for damage, but the damage resistance is quite high on this. So this is pretty worthless for this weapon in particular because it does not have high damage to begin with. So reducing the armor by a little bit does not even benefit it a lot. See, even after boots and all the spells, they're at half HP. With the Shadow Collar, they would be dead by now. And it's not like I have no spec in this. I have maximum spec here. I have 101. Right, let's go. the first Hellion of this run. It's just too slow, the Hellion jacket. When you're using the werewolf staff and you transform into the werewolf, you get 10% lifesteal passively, and still the Hellion feels slow, even with that extra healing. Like, which one is it? Here? Yeah. So you get 7% passive lifesteal from the transformation, and you have 10% here, so that is 17% lifesteal when you're transformed, and the Hellion still does not instantly heal you. The old Hellion jacket was really good. I don't know why they nerfed it though. See, they could have made it so that it's only lowered healing on PvP, but they nerfed it across the board. All those guys reset. And that's fine. We'll just kill these two then. This weapon is a weird cross between Shadow Collar and Druidic Staff. You get the damage and healing for like a single target basically. This is pretty good for single targets. It's better than Druidic Staff actually for single target damage and healing. So maybe just for the bosses, this is better than Shadow Collar. But being better than Shadow Collar is not necessary because Shadow Collar is already perfect for bosses. It's more fun than Shadow Collar. Well, yeah, it is. But it gets old after you play it for a little bit. It's pretty fun transforming back and forth. But after you do it for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you'll realize that just pressing buttons and the spells happening instant, without any transformation or time delay is better, like the Shadow Collar. This is still fun though, not saying it's not fun. The concept itself is pretty cool. But these weapons, or the shapeshifter weapons in general, will never be properly balanced in the game because they're just so different from anything else that putting them on a equal playing field will be near impossible. They either have to nerf them to ground or just keep them as overpowered as they will be. Okay. Damn, this is pretty slow. I might stop the stream after this dungeon. We'll see how it goes. I have some work to do, so I might have to get going soon. I'll try to finish the dungeon. I don't like to waste the maps, and this is a part of another video that I'm recording for. Alright, pretty smooth. Now, one thing I like about this build more than the Shadow Collar is that this is very reliable. It might not be as fast, but for a new player, this is definitely a lot easier to play than a Shadow Collar would be, because that build is squishy as hell, the Shadow Collar. If you mistime the E spell by even like 2 seconds, you'll get a repair bill. You have to be precise with your E spell timing when you're using a Shadow Collar. In this build, you just have to mash buttons. Second floor. Hopefully we get a 5th floor dungeon. The fifth floor boss is quite easy on the undead dungeons. The Q spell does insane damage, by the way. The second charged Q, it does 450 damage. Pretty nice. I think this is one of the hardest hitting Q spells right after the curse staffs. Did you guys know that curse staff Q spell does more damage than a lot of the weapons E spells? It does insane amounts of damage. If you get 4 Q stacks and wait until the stacks run out and calculate the damage, it will be a lot more than 1,000. The Qs on the curse staff are insane. Good cooldowns and lifesteal. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just spoiled by the Shadow Collar, so nothing even compares to it. This in its own right is pretty overpowered. You know, just being able to solo the group content. I don't know why they thought giving a weapon 100% lifesteal on an AoE is a good idea in the first place with the Shadow Collar. It's a very imbalanced weapon. You know, and as imbalanced and overpowered as it is in this content, in literally anything else you do with it, it's trash. Like the PvP, for example, it's really bad in PvP. And even the builds that are good with Shadow Collar in PvP are ridiculously expensive. You need a full-on costly gear set for that. You need the Taproot, the Armor of Valor. What else? Which helmet do they use again? The Call of Purity. Another really costly item. Right. I will skip this pull. It's a green tome chest and the mobs they're quite tough to deal with. So let's just kill what we have aggroed here. Yeah, let's get these guys too. Why not? The Hellion jacket should be able to carry. We can combo Hellion with the werewolf for even more healing. See, this is one application where this build is better than the Shadow Collar. When you're fighting this many mobs, the E-spell cannot keep up on the Shadow Collar, but this can kind of sustain you. Oh, I forgot I already used the Invis potion there. My bad. Took a repair bill for no reason. I don't know, man. This weapon feels really weird sometimes. The double Hellion is pretty nice though. Almost got the whole pull. And everything has around 10k health. Is it the next floor? Ah, no. There's probably no chest here in this floor. I have to backtrack and kill everything if there's a chest, so yeah, there is one. God, okay. Right, let's clear this pull first then. See, it just lacks damage. There's no damage to finish them off. After you use up your heal spells and they're left with this tiny amount of health, you don't have any burst damage to kill them before they kill you. But when you use the shadow color, you have the gust beam, right? You can just shred around 900 to 1000 HP with just one spell. Just not good enough. Maybe if I have more spec in every other shapeshifter weapon, this will do some more damage, but it's not worth it, to be honest. Okay. Wait, one second. Are there any other mobs here? Yeah, the strats. See, there's no damage. Used every spell, but still they survive with tiny amounts of health. Okay, we'll have to kill these two and the two guys here. Oh, there's a boss there, so let's not aggro that. Oh, again, another extra mob. The damage is so bad on this weapon. There's no damage. And the roast pork ran out. Did not even realize that. The built-in lifesteal is the only saving grace of this staff. And of course I get pulled by this guy. I love the dash though, the W spells dash. It saves you a lot of damage. See, this is where it gets boring. Just sit here and hit this guy for like 2 minutes and it does not die. Just look at this. How many spells did I have to use to kill him? Okay, we'll skip this. Think I should be able to skip them. There's a blue chest around there in that side, so we have to go and get that. You're still in the second floor. I think this dungeon took a long time already. But let me check it. Yeah, I think it's already been 15 minutes since we started the dungeon. I know that might not sound like a lot for a group dungeon, but you're still in the second floor. The shadow color can clear a 3-floor dungeon in the same time. 3 or maybe even a 4-floor one. Right, die already, come on. So another fire staff. The single target healing is also really good though. You get this every 3 seconds or 5 seconds. You can heal for 400 health. It's pretty good. Oh, 120k. Really nice. 200k total for the second floor. Not bad. We'll skip this guy. I usually kill every mob though in the 100 dungeons. I just don't feel like doing it with this weapon. It's recommended to kill everything for the crest. Hunter jacket. See again a normal quality one. Oh, the statues are the worst enemy to face with this staff. They're going to take a time. I already used 5 spells on this thing and it's still at half HP. Come on. I want to skip them, but I know it will lock the chest at the end, so I can't. Okay. And also it looks so goofy. Why does it look so goofy when you're walking with the werewolf form? Look at him. It's like he's going to hug something. Why can't he crawl like a wolf? I know he does that when he's sprinting with the speed buff, but still looks really goofy. Okay, so this is a 2-floor dungeon. Again. Did we even get a 4th floor in the 3 dungeons we did? I don't think so, right? Forget about the 5th floor. We are not even getting a 4th floor. Trash, trash, and more trash. Right. Hit and back away. One second. Alright, guys. 140k. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today's stream. I have my roommates back in here, so I can't speak anymore. So, yeah, see you guys in the next stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and bye.